When people think of moving to Oregon for nature, they often think of Portland, Bend, or Eugene, but more and more, Salem is quietly becoming the go-to spot for nature lovers. Here's why. Salem is surrounded by nature and agriculture, and it just becomes part of your lifestyle. Now, before my wife and I relocated and moved our family here to Salem, we were aware of some of the nature that was around Salem, but we just had no idea on how immersed we were going to be, and that's exactly what we were hoping for when we moved here. I'm going to start outward and talk about what's within about an hour away of Salem, all of the nature that you can find, and then we're going to go inward and talk about all of the nature within the area of Salem. You're going to want to stay with me throughout this video because I am going to reveal how nature just becomes part of your lifestyle, and very naturally. So if you're moving from a big city or a place that just doesn't have a lot of nature, and you're zeroing in on Salem because you just want to be surrounded by nature, and that's one of your reasons you're moving here, then this video is going to be for you. Let's start off with the location of Salem, Oregon. We are in the heart of the Willamette Valley. We are surrounded by nature, surrounded by agriculture and farmland. And we are just about an hour away from the beautiful Oregon coastline and about an hour and a half away from the amazing Cascade Mountains. So if you are for weekend adventures or cool day trips and to get to nature, it's really close. And you don't have to live in a touristy place like Portland, Bend, or Eugene. Since moving to Salem several years ago, my family and I have taken many trips, day trips, weekend trips, or longer to the coast, and we absolutely have a great time. The drive is incredible. It's so easy. It's only 2 highways, and most of it is through forested areas and the mountains. And then it just opens up to the rugged coastline that the Oregon coast is so known for. And if you're not familiar with the Oregon coast, you are in for a great surprise. It's some of the most beautiful coastline that I've experienced. There are so many amazing rugged rock formations along the coast. There are places where the forest just butts up against the coastline, so it just makes for this inspiring moment when you're hiking through the woods, and it then just opens up to the ocean. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience. One of the most amazing surprises for us was realizing just how many state parks there are along the coastline. And these places offer amazing places to camp, hike, great times for picnicking, just laying out on the beach, exploring tide pools, and if you want to endure the really cold water, yes, you can actually surf in some of these areas. Now, without exaggeration, it feels like almost every 20 miles along the road is another state park and another place for exploration and adventure, and each one is unique to its own, just the way it looks and feels, so you really never get tired of visiting the Oregon coast because there are so many opportunities to just have fun and hike and explore all along the shoreline. Another great experience along the coast is all of the coastal towns and communities that you're going to encounter. Really cute and charming areas with some great restaurants with super fresh seafood and clam chowder, one of my favorites. Really fun shops to explore, antique shops, fun art shops, art galleries. You've got ice cream parlors, taffy and candy stores for the kids, fun toy stores. And if you've got kids, some of the really cool places to visit along the coast is the aquarium in Newport. We've got the sea lion caves along the coast. Also different lookout areas to see all the sea lions. We've got the boardwalk as well as little adventure parks along the coast too. So there is plenty to do for everybody, for those that love nature, those that have young kids that want to keep them entertained. For those that want to dine on fresh seafood, the Oregon coast has it all. And again, it all starts about an hour away from Salem. Now that's if you go west. If you head east about an hour and a half, you're at the foothills of the Cascade Mountains. So if you are a mountain person, we've got you covered. We've also explored the mountains here. Not nearly enough, but we are going to continue to do so. There is great camping experiences, hiking, there's fishing, there's water play because you've got rivers and lakes throughout the Cascade Mountains. You also have good time for skiing and sledding and tubing and any other type of snow fun that you want to have. And the really cool thing is in Salem, pretty much throughout the year, you're going to see a couple snow-capped mountains, including Mount Hood. But again, you're just going to see these mountain peaks throughout the city of Salem. That's just an hour and a half, 2 hours away to get maybe to the peaks of the mountains. But they're just calling to you, and they're just always in sight, so you know how close it is. You can just feel how close the Cascade Mountains are. So having the Cascade Mountains so close just makes it easy for those day trips into the mountains to explore for hiking, or to go for a couple of nights camping, or even longer backpacking, whatever it is that you like to do in the mountains. We have it all for you along the Cascades. And because we experience all 4 seasons here in Salem or in the Willamette Valley, we love going throughout the different seasons just because it provides a unique experience, a unique natural experience. As a reminder, I'm Dave Fine with the Real Estate Dads at eXp Realty, and I love helping people move to and relocate to the Salem and the surrounding areas because I can relate. I relocated with my family a few years ago, so I know what you're going through, I know what you're looking for, and that's why I put out these videos. If you're thinking about making that move, make sure you hit us up at the contact information popping up or in the description below. And if you like what you see, hit the like button, get this video out to more people thinking about moving to Salem. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions about the natural surroundings or any nature adventures. I'll be happy to comment there, and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Now that I share with you what's within an hour, hour and a half away from Salem, all the cool nature and nature adventures that you can have, we're going to go inward into the city of Salem because there is so much the city itself and the surrounding areas have for you as a nature lover. Now, I mentioned my family and I moved from a big city. One of the reasons was we wanted to escape that type of life and be a little bit more immersed in nature. And Salem has not disappointed. We were aware, but we had no idea just how immersed and how much our lifestyle was going to change for the better. Now, I'm going to start off with the crown jewel, Silver Falls. This is about 40 minutes outside of Salem, so it's a quick drive, and it is a beautiful, magnificent natural area. There are 10 waterfalls to explore if you want to do the whole loop. But you don't have to. You can explore them individually or just do as much as you want on that trail. But it's so much more than just that. It is a place to go and just relax with open grass fields. You can have picnics, you can do barbecues. They even have a playground and a little water hole that you can swim in. There's also camping sites. You can do cabin camping or tent camping. It's really beautiful grounds. They even have a cafe on site and a log building where you can eat inside or outside. And during the cold months, they have this beautiful fireplace going to keep you warm throughout that season. There's also a little cool shop if you want to explore that. And they have different events throughout the year, usually in the spring and summer, where they bring in nature experts to give out demonstrations or just talk about the natural history of that area. Now, within the city itself, I want to start off with one of the spots that we frequent quite often, and it's Mento Brown Island Park, with over 1,200 acres of natural beauty. And they've got walking trails, biking trails that you can do easy hikes. Actually, I wouldn't call them hikes. It's just kind of exploring the natural surroundings, and it runs right along the Willamette River. They've got 2 massive dog parks, off-leash dog parks. They've got a playground area. They've got a little picnic area. And they've got areas where you can actually access the river itself. I see people fishing off the banks of the river. I see a lot of bird watching groups come out there. So if you are a nature lover, this is something that is so cool just to have right in the heart of the city, and it's so easy to access from anywhere that you live in the Salem area. Another cool feature is that you can actually walk from Mento Brown Island Park all the way to Riverfront Park, which is adjacent to the downtown area, and it's connected by what we call as the Taco Bridge that crosses the Willamette River. So you can actually explore both parks. Another large park right in the heart of the city, also really close to downtown, is Bush's Pasture Park. This again is a large natural spot right in the middle of the city, cool to explore, lots of events there as well. You've got a beautiful rose garden there. You've got some historic buildings there, a little museum. You have plenty of walking paths that take you through old growth trees. You've got large grass areas again if you just want to play around or have a picnic. There's a creek that runs through the park as well with plenty of walking paths. It also has a playground, soapbox derby racing, which is really cool. And I mentioned they have events there. This is where they have the annual art festival during the summer, where local artists and artists actually throughout the state and the Northwest region come here and display the art. It's a massive event. They've got art, music, and food, so it's really cool. And they do also some smaller events throughout the year as well. But you're just immersed and surrounded in nature. Whether you're doing one of those events or just going there for a nice little walk around, it's right in the heart of the city, as I mentioned, and easy to get to. The next nature points I'm going to mention are actually in Kaiser, which is just the sister city to the north of us. So again, about 20 minutes away, 30 minutes, depending on which one I'm going to mention here. The first one is going to be Kaiser Rapids Park. This is kind of a mix between Mento Brown Island Park and Riverfront Park, where this is a big open space, natural land, natural beauty right along the Willamette River. They got a boat launch, so if you are someone into water sports and want to access the Willamette River, you can launch your boat there. Open grass space again, and again, this is in the heart of Kaiser, and this is just so easy to access. Now, this park also has a large, massive playground called the Toy Box. I believe it's called the Toy Box, but it's huge. It's really cool. Pickleball courts, basketball courts, beach volleyball, and more. Oh, also off-leash dog park. So you can really, again, immerse yourself in natural settings, have fun for the family, or again, if you just want to get out a little bit away from it all, take a nice walk through a tree-lined forested area along the river, this has you covered. You also have the Willamette State Park, which is further north in Kaiser, again offering you lots of acreage and lots of places to explore with lots of hiking. This also runs along the Willamette River. You can kind of see a theme here. The city was really cognizant. Both Salem and Kaiser were aware of this, just the natural beauty that ran along the Willamette River, and they made sure that they left this for open space for people to enjoy in Minto, Brown Island Park, Riverfront Park, and the Kaiser Rapids Park, as well as the Willamette State Park. I also wanted to mention the Oregon Gardens, which is in Silverton, again about 30 minutes outside of Salem, but super close. Beautiful garden area where they've got lots of topography and geography that you can explore. Great walking paths. I love it during fall. They've got plenty of events there, including art events and art exhibits. And they also have a resort actually on there where you can stay there and dine there. They also have fun activities during the fall season for Halloween and Thanksgiving. Think botanical gardens, but with a Pacific Northwest flair. Now, I had mentioned the Willamette River a number of times. I want to focus on that, not gloss over, because the river does in fact run through the heart of Salem. And so if you're someone that loves water activities, water sports, Salem has you covered. You have many areas to launch your boat, your kayak, your canoe, your ski-doo, jet ski. It's a really cool natural feature to have running right through the city. Where I live, I cross over a bridge every day, so I get to enjoy the views of the river and see people enjoying having fun in the river as well. Now, the river can be a bit rough in spots, and so just be very aware that it is a very fast-flowing river, so just something to be aware of. Make sure you got those life vests on. But with that said, lots of cool access points from different parks that run up and down the river, and so it is really cool to have that natural feature in the city. Also, I wanted to touch really quickly on the local parks that we have in the city of Salem. I believe it's 40 parks. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but somewhere between that number, you're going to find neighborhood parks that have fun places to explore, little hiking, little walking paths that could be like in old growth tree and forested areas, which is really nice. And that's just adjacent to maybe like a playground or pickleball courts or softball fields or whatever it is, baseball fields, soccer fields. So you just have, again, each neighborhood seems to have its own neighborhood park too. So lots of green space, lots of places to walk, jog, run, ride a bike, explore. And so that is also abundant in the city of Salem. Now I want to talk about how lifestyle and outdoor just blended together when you're here in Salem. And this is exactly what we were looking for when we moved here. Now, I had mentioned that you are surrounded by farmland, and for me, this is an absolute kind of wow factor and was a great pleasant surprise because I personally like taking drives just to kind of clear my head and just get away from it all. And within 20 minutes or even sooner, you are out in the farmland, and it is just miles and miles of road and empty road where you can just drive and breathe. There's nothing around you but farmland. And having moved from a big city where all I was surrounded by concrete and big buildings, this was absolutely worth it for the move. I love this part of living in Salem. I love that it's such easy access to go to. I also love where I can see a lot of where my food comes from, which is really local, super local. There's also a lot of vineyards surrounding us. There's over 700 vineyards and wineries in the Willamette Valley area. We are known for the Pinot Noirs, but there are a lot of varietals here. And it's just another fun way to kind of immerse yourself in a natural setting, get a little sip of wine, relax, look out into the vineyard space, the rolling hills. It's just beautiful. And that's all, again, surrounding us in the Salem area. Now, one of my favorite pastimes, my family's favorite pastime, is to go pick our own fruit at the You Pick Farms. And again, because we're surrounded by farms, a lot of these places really open themselves up to be part of the community, and they allow you to come onto their farm and you get to pick your own fruits, your own berries. And this is something that's really special for my family and I. The fruit is so fresh. It's hard to explain it unless you've done it before. Right off the vine, it is some of the freshest fruit you're going to taste. And I love just how close we are to it. We do this throughout the spring, summer, and into fall. We pick so much that we actually have to freeze a lot of it. But the cool thing is that it is way better pricing than you're going to find at the markets, and it is way fresher. And it's just a fun outing to do. Take the kids out. They love doing it. And you're just, again, immersed yourself in nature. So if that is something that you're looking for or something that you even haven't thought of, it's a really cool, fun experience to do. And we've made it something that we do. And we've absolutely made this as part of our family tradition. And the farms take it even further during the fall, where they have these amazing fall festivals. They've got massive pumpkin patches, really cool corn mazes, and just amazing festivals where they've got food and music and games and so much more. They welcome you onto the property, and I just love it. It has that small town feel, and there are so many farms that open up and do this that you can pretty much hit one every weekend and have a new experience. And again, you're merging your life with nature, and so it just kind of blends together and just becomes part of your lifestyle. We also have a number of events throughout the year in Salem that really highlight and blend that lifestyle with nature. We've got the Ag Fest and Forest Fest, and both of them really celebrate nature. One of them's a little bit more geared towards the agriculture part. You get to learn and explore the agriculture industry that surrounds us. And then Forest Fest is a little bit geared more towards the forest feel, where they've got really fun nature walks, nature talks, and a lot of artwork geared towards nature. And it just celebrates and highlights, again, the nature and the beauty that we're surrounded by here in Salem. Now, with all that said, a lot of people that move here, a lot of the clients have expressed to me that they just love how a lot of people are into being outside and enjoying nature. Whether you're cycling, taking a walk or a jog or a run, doing hiking or exploring some of the walking paths here in the neighborhoods or the parks, or you're a little bit more active and you just want to be on the pickleball courts or the tennis courts or do golfing, you're just out and about enjoying nature, because Salem has so much of it to offer. And there is a great balance between small city amenities and nature here in Salem. Now, there is something that I haven't revealed yet, but I'm going to do it here. And this is actually one of the best parts about living in Salem and exploring all the nature here, is that it is less crowded here. And that's the whole point of moving to a small city, getting out of the large city. It's why Portland, even though there's a lot of nature surrounding Portland, it doesn't have the same feel. Bend is growing and growing, becoming more of a tourist trap. So again, it doesn't have the same feel. I'd argue that Eugene, very similar, although not nearly as touristy as the other two, but just because it has the big draw of the University of Oregon, again, it just doesn't have the same feel, whereas Salem just feels a lot quieter, and you feel that when you're out enjoying nature and exploring. You don't have to fight for parking spaces, you don't have to park miles away from your destination, and most importantly, when you're in nature, when you're immersed in it, you don't feel like you're shoulder to shoulder or just walking with a bunch of people in a crowded area, because let's face it, when you are in nature, you go there to enjoy its simplicity, to enjoy the quietness, just to be. And that's what you get here in a lot of the natural places in Salem and in the surrounding areas of Salem. It is just more relaxed here. And again, where I moved from Los Angeles. I was surrounded by nature too. I had the mountains and the ocean in either direction that were really close, but they were crowded and annoying to deal with. The hiking trails were just packed. You just didn't feel like you were part of nature. You just more felt like you were part of a group of people in nature, which is a very different feeling. It's not something that we really enjoyed anymore. So when we moved here to Salem, this was an amazing, pleasant surprise, and we just absolutely love exploring nature the way it's intended to be. Now, that's not to say that there aren't any challenges here when you're going to move to Salem or when living in Salem and trying to enjoy the beautiful nature that we have here, because there are some challenges, and the biggest one is the weather itself. It does rain here quite a bit. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I talk about this at length because it does affect your lifestyle here. So if you are someone that loves to be outside and explore, just know that there's going to be a lot of damp days, a lot of rainy days. Now, this doesn't necessarily stop you from exploring, but it may put a little hitch in some of your plans. But of course, with all this rain is why we have all the green and the beautiful nature that I've been talking about here in this video. So there is some good that come with the rain that we have here. So you just have to understand that when you live in the Pacific Northwest, Salem, you're going to have to deal with the rain. So if that does affect you, whether it's seasonal depression or you just don't like being outdoors in the rain, then this may not be the right fit for you. Now, I will say we have mostly here what we call like the Oregon mist, where it's a light rain or a drizzle, and it's not throughout the day. We don't have massive storms that just prevent you from going anywhere. Although, I mean, maybe throughout the year we have a couple of big storms, but nothing that you're going to find compared to the Southeast or the Northeast or even the Midwest. It's pretty mild when it comes to rain here. It just rains often and it's pretty gray often. The other thing we weren't really counting on is all the gear that we accumulated to enjoy all of these natural beauties and natural wonders in Salem. I mean, whether you're buying a kayak or getting that life vest or buying new skis or the tents or all the camping gear, or just all of the gear that you would want to have when going out in your adventures in nature. We weren't quite prepared for that, even though we loved it and we wanted it. We just didn't realize how much we would accumulate and how much garage space it actually takes when you just have all of these fun nature toys. Now, if you've gotten this far in this video, you may be wondering who else is kind of searching out Salem and wanting to move here for its natural beauty. Well, there are a lot of people, including myself and my family. A lot of people are moving from the big cities, getting out and away from the shadows of the tall buildings and just the miles and miles of commercial properties. The escape from that, wanting not to be in the congestion, not to be in traffic, be surrounded by less people and be surrounded by more nature. So if that's someone like yourself, I can relate to that. A lot of people that I've helped move here can relate to that. A lot of people are seeking that quietness, the peacefulness, the slower pace of life, and at a much more affordable rate. There's more and more people moving from Portland. They're coming here south again to escape the grime and the grit of the big city life, wanting that slower pace, wanting more affordability, wanting to be surrounded by nature and not have to fight the crowds of tourists or just the crowds of what comes with living in a bigger city. I've been encountering more and more retirees moving to Salem. Again, they're looking to downsize, make their money go a little bit longer, and a lot of retirees are also moving from places where they're just not surrounded by nature, and because there's more time on their hands, they just want to explore more and have more adventure and be centrally located to the coast, to the mountains, and have all this natural beauty within the city that they live in. And so a lot of retirees are choosing Salem as well. If you're considering moving to Salem, Oregon for lifestyle and outdoor access, I absolutely would love to help you do that. Make sure you reach out to my team and I for the contact information popping up or in the description below. We'd absolutely love to help you find and buy that home when moving to Salem. And as I mentioned, I can relate. I relocated here. I'm not originally from the Pacific Northwest, so I've got your back and can answer any questions that you may have. Hit the like button to get more videos out to people that are thinking about moving to Salem as well. I love to hear your comments, so go ahead and write those below as well. Subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this on learning more about what it is to live in Salem, Oregon.